Hi guys, if you want to understand how to stay on a woman's mind, let's compare two guys, Mark and Lee. Mark and Lee both met Sarah at a party. Mark hit it off with Sarah, but didn't give away too much about himself. He shared just enough to pique her interest, leaving out some intriguing details. Over the next few days, Mark sent sporadic, intentional messages, keeping her guessing. He took her wine tasting to a hidden vineyard that he loved. They had a great time, but he didn't immediately plan the next date, leaving her wondering if she'd ever see him again. During the week, Mark's absence made Sarah think about him more. She replayed the conversations, trying to piece together exactly who he was. Her mind kept returning to an incomplete picture of Mark, his unpredictability, the emotional highs he gave her, and the gaps he left for her to fill created a lasting impact. She couldn't get him out of her head. Lee, on the other hand, was instantly infatuated and overwhelmed Sarah with attention. He shared every detail of his life, leaving no room for curiosity. He texted and called Sarah constantly, leaving no space for her to miss him. He was always available, excited to please, and quick to respond to her messages. During a dinner date, Lee showered Sarah with compliments and told her everything about his plans for the upcoming week. There was no mystery or gaps, and nothing left for Sarah to wonder about. His constant attention and predictability made him less interesting. By the end of the week, Sarah found herself growing tired of Lee. His over-eagerness and lack of mystery made him easily forgettable. Mark's strategy of creating curiosity and practicing restraint kept Sarah constantly thinking about him. Lee's overwhelming presence and predictability made him forgettable. Which guy do you think she went for? Have you ever wondered what it takes to become an unshakable thought in a woman's mind? Well, today I'm going beyond the usual tips and tactics, because it's not just about being memorable. It's about embedding yourself in her conscious and subconscious thoughts. So here's exactly how you do it. Number one, steal her imagination. Capturing a woman's imagination is the first step to capturing her heart. But there's something that not enough guys understand. Being on a woman's mind is not about constantly doing more for her, but it's about doing less in a way that leaves a lasting impression. And I'll tell you why. The foundation of what makes a woman constantly think about a man is not infatuation or love, it's curiosity. You don't need her to be obsessed with you. I wouldn't even recommend that. You need her to be curious to know the next thing about you. Here's how to implement this strategy at the different stages of dating. Early stages. Number one, vivid experiences. Plan dates that are unconventional and stimulating. An escape room or a hot air balloon ride or a cooking class can be great ways to create those vivid memories. Number two, storytelling. Share interesting stories about your life, your experiences, or your passions, but don't give away everything. Leave parts of the story untold or end them on a cliffhanger. This makes her want to hear more and keeps her thinking about what else there is to know about you. Mid stages. Number one, surprise elements. Introduce elements of surprise in your interactions. Send her a random message about a new idea you had without revealing everything. Number two, engaging questions. Ask her questions that make her think and let her share her own stories and experiences. This allows her to open up to you more. Long term. Number one, keep the spark alive. Continue to plan unique and unexpected activities. The goal is to not let the relationship become completely monotonous and predictable. Number two, collaborate. Work on creative projects together like a bucket list. Create and continuously add to a list of things that you both want to achieve or experience. This keeps her imagination active as she thinks about the future that you've planned together. Stealing her imagination isn't about overwhelming her with attention. It's about creating a mental and emotional connection that keeps her intrigued and excited for more. Number two, retain mystery. Being unavailable at times is a powerful power play. Don't tell her every single thing about your life. Leave some open gaps in her mind that she wants to close. Make her use her imagination to fill in those blanks. That will always be more exciting than the plain reality. Because the human brain loves mystery. We're prone for it. This is the primary concept that you can apply to many other parts of the relationship, even if it's in the earliest stages. Mystery enhances your perceived value. When you're an open book, there's nothing left for her to discover. By holding back some information, you position yourself as someone with layers and depth, making her see you as more valuable and intriguing. This is how you apply mystery in different stages of the relationship. Early stages. Number one, selective sharing. When discussing your life, share highlights, but leave out specific details. For example, mention you have an interesting hobby, but don't dive into all the details. Let her wonder and ask questions. Number two, limited availability. Be genuine and authentically busy with your own life and interests. Don't always drop any and everything just to cater to her. This not only creates mystery, but it also shows that you have a successful life outside of her. Middle stages. Number 1, unexpected gestures. Plan random dates or surprise her with unique experiences that she doesn't see coming. This keeps things fun and fresh. Number 2, controlled disclosure. Gradually reveal deeper aspects of your personality and life over time. This keeps her engaged and always curious to know more about you. Long term. Number 1, personal projects. Keep working on personal projects or goals that you don't fully disclose to her. This keeps an element of your life separate and intriguing. Number 2, surprise elements. Continue to surprise her with new activities, date ideas, or personal achievements. The goal here is to not let the relationship fall into some kind of predictable pattern. Retaining mystery isn't about being secretive or deceptive. It's about creating engaging interactions where she's constantly interested and curious about you, while still staying true to who you are. Number 3, understand the power of absence. You've all heard of the no contact rule in dating psychology, but most don't understand the reason why it works so well. The principle is simple. Distance deepens desire. And here's exactly how to leverage that. Early stages, immediate detachment. Right after a breakup or a significant argument, implement immediate silence. This period is crucial for setting the stage and healing. She'll be expecting you to reach out, and when you don't, your silence will naturally spark curiosity. This sudden absence allows her a chance to miss you. She'll start wondering what you're up to, why you're not reaching out, and whether you've moved on, which keeps you on her mind constantly. Number 2, immerse yourself. While maintaining detachment, immerse yourself in your own life. Engage in activities that satisfy you and give you that sense of fulfillment. This is a time to start learning more about yourself. Middle stages. Number 1, gradual re-engagement. If you decide after a significant period of silence to re-engage, do it subtly. Like if she texts you, refrain from responding immediately. And when you do, keep it short and sweet but cordial. You're acknowledging her while also maintaining your frame, which is crucial. Number 2, maintain independence. Even after re-engaging, maintain your independence. Show that you have a full, successful life that doesn't revolve around her. This balance not only keeps her intrigued and always thinking about you, but it also keeps her searching for ways to be your top priority. Long term. Number 1, occasional absences. Even in an ongoing relationship, practice occasional absences. Take solo trips, have personal hobbies, and spend time apart. This keeps a relationship engaging and prevents it from becoming stale for both parties. Number 2, limited availability. Even when communicating, don't always be instantly available. Take your time to respond to messages and sometimes be too busy to meet up because truthfully, you have a life outside of her. This controlled unavailability keeps her valuing the time that you actually do get to spend together. Use the periods of absence to work on yourself. Improve your skills, fitness, and just your overall life. When she sees your growth, it not only makes you more attractive to her, but it also makes her realize what she's missing out on. People mistake no contact for playing games or trying to punish someone, but true no contact is more about you than it is the other person. It's a time for you to step back, recollect yourself, heal, and assess what the best step is moving forward. Her missing you is just a bonus. Number 4, create a sense of uncertainty. The human mind wants certainty, and it can't find closure until it gets that certainty. Even when you're in the initial stages of a relationship, a woman is trying to gauge how emotionally invested you are in her. Every gesture of love, every gift, every night out makes her more secure and certain that she's locked you down. And with that comes a degree of complacency until the certainty is shaken. You need to hold off on that certainty just a tiny bit, leaving just enough room for some guesswork. And here's exactly how you do it. Early stages. Number 1, be ambiguous. Don't always be predictable in your actions. Give her attention and then pull back slightly. Engage very deeply in conversation sometimes, but other times be a little bit more reserved. Randomly change the date or the location you usually visit to a brand new one. This creates a push-pull dynamic that keeps her guessing. Number 2, inconsistent communication. Naturally vary your response times based on your availability. Sometimes you might reply quickly, while other times it might take you a little bit longer due to your busy schedule. The natural variation in communication keeps the interaction interesting and prevents predictability. Mid stages. Number 1, prioritize yourself. Keep your own interests and hobbies. Sometimes prioritize your own plans over hers. This shows that you have a full life outside of the relationship. This makes her wonder about your availability and also makes her respect your time. Number 2, vary levels of affection. Now, I'm not telling you to completely go cold and shut off, but sometimes it's okay to be very affectionate and other times a little bit more reserved. The variation in your level of affection keeps the emotional side of things interesting and prevents complacency long term. Number 1, periodic distance. Even in committed relationships, occasionally take time for yourself without explaining in full detail. This periodic distance reinforces the sense of independence while also maintaining her intrigue. Number 2, keep future plans a little bit vague. As the quote goes, don't show all your cards. Discuss future plans, but keep some of the details vague or undecided. This uncertainty about the future keeps her curious about your long-term intentions. Creating a sense of uncertainty isn't about being manipulative. It's about being smart. You spark genuine interest, encourage mutual growth, and keep strong boundaries. By revealing yourself gradually, you're able to grow together while maintaining your individuality. Number 5, practice restraint. Practicing restraint is about being smart with your actions and words. It's okay to not compliment every outfit she wears or cater to her every single insecurity. Let her appreciate the contrast in time and attention that you give to her. Here's how you do it in the different stages of dating. Early stages. Number 1, moderate communication. Engage in authentic conversations, but don't always be the one to initiate. Keep the frequency of the interaction balanced, which will keep you both engaged. Allow her to wonder what you're up to and reach out to you. Number 2, disagree with something. A lot of men are scared to disagree with a woman because they think that it'll turn her off. But when you disagree with something, it shows that you're an independent thinker and strategic about when you voice your opinions and what you voice them about. Don't argue with every single point because then you come off as combative. Only do this when you truly disagree with something. This makes your stance more impactful and respected. Middle stages. Number 1, pacing intimacy. Gradually increase the levels of closeness in the relationship. Don't rush into deep emotional or physical bonds. Let things develop naturally. This builds a stronger, more genuine connection. Number 2, set personal boundaries. Maintain and communicate your personal boundaries. Ensure you both have time for yourselves. This strengthens the relationship by encouraging individual growth. Long term. Number 1, maintain personal space. Ensure you both have personal space and time apart. This prevents the relationship from becoming too dependent and keeps the attraction alive. Number 2, periodic surprises. Occasionally surprise her with something special, but not so often that she starts to expect it. This keeps the element of surprise and excitement in the relationship. Practicing restraint isn't about being distant. It's about making your actions and words more impactful. By mastering this, you'll create a balanced, dynamic relationship where both of you can grow together. These are the essentials for ensuring you're constantly on her mind. Staying on a woman's mind is crucial. It's how you build a lasting connection and ensure that the relationship actually grows. By being strategic about your presence and your interaction, you become a key figure in her thoughts and day-to-day life. So with that being said, till the next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye.